Well guys, I promised you a second video today in the description of my last video. And thus, here we are. I am showing off a custom Chima vehicle that I made. And this is one of the vehicles for the Alligator tribe. Keep in mind, a few of the pieces that you're going to see on here are not Lego, because my Lego brands their pieces have just been mixed up all over the place. So just try to ignore that, and you're overall going to enjoy this build. So the only part that I really don't like, I just want to get this out of the way, is the head, because it doesn't really look like that of an alligator's. But you do get lots of teeth in it, like it's chocked to the brim full of teeth. And if you like remove this part of the top jaw, that is actually a little storage area, and you can see a croc flare. Yeah, there you go, right in here. So you do have some storage for something as small as like stud shooters can go in there, and what I just mentioned, the crocodile flares. So looking at the walker itself, besides the head, which we've already seen now, looking at the rest of it looks really good. You get some like bionicle pieces here and here. As well as this is a bit ugly because you get this for the feet and this jutting out, but note that will have a purpose later. Then up here you got a spot where General Arg sits, and if you've seen my Chima collection video of my figures, then you already know what he looks like. So go check out that video if you want a closer look at him. You see, there's really nice weapon storage, because you get storage right here. You get it inside the mouth, and then you get a dagger stored over here. And behind him, you get a chi crystal, because this stuff is like usually placed onto the vehicles to like power them. So I thought I'd add that in. The tail looks really nice. At first, it's just a blocky brick type thing, but then it stretches out to so many ball joints and gives it lots of articulation. This does jut out a bit, but you kind of need that in order for it to be a cockpit, because there's really nowhere else you're gonna put a cockpit except maybe right up here. There we go. Now moving down to the feet, there is a noticeable protrusion on both sides, but again, that will come into a purpose later. And in fact, even though I don't think this thing can float, this thing is really designed for water play, and we'll get to why in a second. But first, I just got a notification. Let's go over articulation. These front legs are actually on 2 joints, so we can move like that. Also go up and down, and they can swivel. Same with this piece. And it can also bend all sorts of ways. The feet are also on that joint, so they've got a pretty good pivot. And they do move back. Gosh, she's falling down again. Back to the articulation after that. This foot is just 2 single joints. This moves on a ball joint, then the leg itself moves on a ball joint. Then there's no articulation until you get here in the tail. So all these joints swivel because they're the mixel ball joints. So you get you get a bend, another bend, another bend, another bend, another bend, another bend, if it'll bend. There you go. And you can like curve the tail, which is pretty good. Helps to add some expressiveness to the vehicle, even though it's not supposed to be organic. Okay, could you twist? There you go. And if you're doing like a stop motion, you can definitely like use all these joints and make it look like an actual alligator tail that's moving. So that's really good. Oh, do not fall off here. There you go. And then you get some protrusions over here on the side. This is actually like step up to the vehicle. And you can also hang on to these. Like, if you get a figure like Krug, he'll just hang on to here, and you'll then just step up here, get up here. So, and there's lots of places to store minifigures. You can store some on the sides, store some up here, and over here. So now, this is actually one of those Chima vehicles that has a transforming feature. So, let me set my camera up, then we'll get to the transforming feature. Alright, so, in order to do this feature, first up we're going to start with the back legs. You bring those up, and remember those ugly protrusions right here? Well, now they actually tab in right here. It's just... then just tab them into the sides. And we do that for both sides, like that. And since these front feet don't actually have a spot to tab in, they just bend. And they bend around, and they just sit right there. So we do that for both sides. And you have a boat. Yep, this thing actually transforms into a halfway decent looking boat. I like it. Is that all the way tabbed in? Yep. So looking at the boat, you can see it just like flattens out, and now these pieces act like little tanks. Fortunately, the bottom is not like that, a hole, so thus it ain't gonna actually be able to float. So you're gonna have to hold it above water. But it does look good. At least that's something. Now, remember the ugly protrusions that were coming out of the feet? Well, this thing is seriously designed for water play because of that. Because you're supposed to, when you're firing at an opponent underwater, you're supposed to bring the foot down like that, and you can see, if I bring this up here, that is actually on a flick fire missile. So thus, how do I do this? There you go. And it just shoots off, and get that for both sides. I might actually change the thing on the end to being red, since this vehicle that you see here will be appearing in my LEGO Chima Realm Wars series whenever I get all my wolves, ravens, crocodiles, and alligators. When I get all of them, I'll be able to make the series, which is going to be a while since I'm not in school anymore. And the problem with me not being in school is that I don't get extra money from the vending machines. Because, like, last year I was able to just get extra money from the vending machines because every morning I would go in and get something to drink throughout the day. Because, to be honest, what the school provides us to drink, for me, is gross. But the entire theme of Realm Wars is that the crocodiles, wolves, and ravens reunite again, and the colors are actually swapped. They are the good guys, but their color of blasts and energy is red. So, might actually swap that out. Chi crystals, of course, can't be swapped out. That's a thing we've learned from the Chima line. But yeah, you're gonna kinda have to deal with it. So, altogether, what do I think of how I did this vehicle? I don't like the snout. And I will probably change the ends of the flick fire missiles. And I don't like the fact that the jaw doesn't open. But the body looks good. It's a long enough body with a nice cockpit up above, great weapon storage in the thing, a good transforming feature, a couple features, including the transforming feature and the flick fire missiles, and excellent articulation. You can get into a couple of unique poses, especially if you like spread the legs out, and it looks really like reptilian that way, like it's actually sitting in water. And this set, if you do decide to build this, I'm not going to be doing a how to build on it, of course, because it took me so long, but I'll just give you a little close-ups of this so you can see basically the core structure of how it was built. If you want to build this and then use it for water play, I do recommend it for that. And later on, I will be adding more things to make this an actual set. But yeah, General Args Alligator Walker, I gotta rank it an 8 out of 10. It has a few flaws, but overall, I think it's a pretty good set. Alright, so if you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you like what you're seeing. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.